Oh, fucking blast.
Some people are so thoughtful and they wouldn't waste food or anything. They just come out and give you water to support you. A lot of people are so nice they wouldn't buy 200 chickens and just leave them on the sidewalk.
Yeah, some people wouldn't do that.
But God, I mean, touching generosity. Really moving stuff. Really moving.
There's a beach right there. You want to go have some fun at the beach?
Oh yeah, dude. Let's go.
I see the shadows of your mind.
This data vault is equipped with a variety of security measures. How you defeat those measures is up to you.
I forgot. Gain momentum with that one thing that I like doing repetitiously, I suppose. Hold on. The world of t-shirts goes sober for a week? A whole week? Mr. King of New York. Concrete Cities is like sober for a week now. That's pretty solid. I'm happy for him. Like, I know it's been a while. I know it's hard to come off of it, so, you know, respect. It's not easy, so. Hi. Okay, cool.
They'll never get away from us. Would you?
It's just like the worst accumulation of all of Josh's antics out on the street. You got the police getting involved. At first, I thought the whole lipstick charade was because he was drinking a red Gatorade. I remember when I was like 6 years old after soccer practice, you know, I'd be drinking red Gatorade, and then you see yourself in the mirror and, oh, my lips are all red. But no, it seems like he actually somehow mixed up lip balm and lipstick and ended up with some pearly red lips. And then, you know, some hooligans show up trying to mess with him, telling him the fries in the bag. That's just ludicrous. But thank God we got a posse of just NPCs that spawn out of nowhere to show up and say, whoa, 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 I have to white knight for my queen. All right, step back. How dare you talk about Josh in those manners? That is just absolutely ridiculous. And Josh has sort of, in the past couple months, gotten to this point where he doesn't like associating with the public, and he likes doing like activities, and he likes drinking, and he likes going to different bars and whatnot, but when he has to interact with somebody that knows about him, he doesn't really like that, and it sort of led him to have some introspective thoughts about how he has to keep his lifestyle going.
To keep making $380 a year, I can't not do that, you know. I can't go back to being poor again. $380 is
excellent work.
I need to have that $380 and keep it that way.
The segment is yours.
You know,
head to extraction.
This deal changed my life. $380 a year is good.
Every moment passes.
And like if I get hurt or something, I'll be on government benefits. The point is I can't get seriously hurt. Otherwise I'll be on welfare the rest of my life. And that's like 20 grand a year. That's as good as putting the fries in the bag. For real. I can't go from $380 a year. I'm not gonna live like that anymore.
So you even got the Uber driver laughing at you, and also like the idea that you're not able to save any of the 400 grand you're making a year in order to try and create a buffer for yourself, right?
It's wild.
Like, Josh could go on whatever government aid that he would get. He's claiming it's 20K.
Well, no. He's not allowed to have but so money savings. No, he can't. Because a lot of government programs require you not have much savings. If he has savings, he has to fucking divest himself of any savings he might have, depending on the program. So no, he can't actually. Like, they will only support him up to a certain dollar value of savings. Like, if you need to go on those government services, some of them in some states will make you, like, if you have to go to a nursing home, they will sell your house up under you. If they will do it by force. They will take your savings and use it to cover your care for the rest of your life. No. Like, and so that's like for the nursing home part. For this part, if he has but so much income or but so much in savings, he doesn't qualify. He'd have to get rid of it. Put it into a trust at best, but like, that's gone.
Who really knows what it actually is, but you know, if you have that buffer and you stop making money, well, you know, you could still live a decent life. Josh just likes all of the attention, he likes the lifestyle that he gets to live, but he's not saving any of this money. And it's pretty obvious because everywhere that he goes, now he's renting out these like absolutely insane Airbnbs, I'm sure are costing thousands of dollars a night, and he's staying there for a week or so at a time. I mean, this dude is just blowing through money, I'm absolutely positive. But one of the biggest movements, or one of the new philosophies that Josh is going to try and impart, and you know, I've talked about him attempting to do rehab in the past, and sometimes it was a goof and sometimes it was a gag. Well, now he has a challenge, a self-proclaimed challenge to not drink for a week.
It's always 1700 somewhere, but this week it's different. I will be abstaining from alcohol for 7 days. I want to thank Tony, Brian, Party, Jack, Steiny, and all my real fans. The Sober Subathon will be on party.com/world of t-shirts.
I'm proud of him.
So I'm personally curious as to why this video comes off as a hostage negotiation. You know, we're trying to get him out of there. Seems like Party is holding him hostage. I would imagine, you know, Party allegedly is throwing this gigantic contract to Josh to stream over there. Would it surprise anybody if they're like, Josh, try and go sober for a week and we'll give you 25 grand, but make sure that the end of your week or whatever, you have a big bash on Party and we'll give you an extra tip or whatever. Wouldn't necessarily surprise me, but people have been very speculative, to say the least, as to whether or not there is any authenticity built into this, because we immediately get a clip of Josh right after doing this video of him trying to barter. You know, he's trying to work his way. Well, actually, semantically, when is the final day? Can I cut it down just a little bit?
Yeah, we'll give you the day. Okay, full day. Then some days are 6.5 days left.
There's 6 days.
You still got a night.
There's 6.
You got the day, so you got a half done.
No, I got a day of sobriety done.
Okay,
The last time I was drinking last night. Today marks the first full day.
Don't let Vora distract you.
It's the first
Focus
full
on the
day.
mission.
That was the first day.
It's our only hope of
First
figuring out
day.
this link
Right,
with
but
him.
you woke up at noon. The last drink you had was at like 1:30.
So I'm sober through July. Through July 3rd. That's when.
So July 3rd, no, July 4th at noon is when you can have your freedom.
Yes, July 4th at noon.
So he's trying to argue that because he had a half a day already where he was asleep, that should count as a full day participation in this non-drinking competition. But they rightfully, you know, put him in this place and say, well, actually, you were pretty blitzed from the night before, you were probably still drunk. We gotta wait until noon on July 4th. And, you know, that probably perturbs Josh a little bit. I'm sure he's looking forward. A lot of the time, I feel like whenever we interact with some of these alcoholics there,
Like, in good news, once he's done with it for a bit, it'll, like, the chemical dependency might last for a while, if he's got that. And the feelings of, like, just outright gross body that he'll get will pass after time. Like, once it's gone, and you're out of it, it's easy to stop. Or easier, not easy. but it's a little less tumultuous to keep from once you've already stopped, it's less difficult because you've already started. And if we're lucky, he'll find it just annoying and difficult to start again. Like, if you stop a long enough time, you might even feel sick when you try. Which, you know, isn't what we wish on a person, but is a reasonable response from your body.
They really look forward to the holidays because it becomes a more like acceptable time frame to socially be drinking with other people, and you can't get scrutinized as much. Josh probably also feels that. He probably also wants to go out and do some crazy things, but in case you're still uncertain if Josh is following through with his commitment to not drink, basically within that night, the next day, they do a BAC test to see where he's at, and here are the results.
0, 0, 0.
Oh yeah.
Nice, Josh. Way to go, bro.
Josh.
Nice, bro. Nice, bro.
So a lot of people have been skeptical. They've been like, well, Josh drinks nonstop 24/7 outside.
See, here's the thing. Forcing a person who drinks to stop quickly, they need to speak to a doctor and be supervised. Like, there are a person, like, it's not everyone, but a portion of the population does experience cardiac failure during that, right? And because of them, I find it imperative that we have people speak to their fucking doctors when they are planning on stopping. Just at all. Like, and I'm going to consistently stand on that shit. So.
This supposed week.
And, you know, they should stop. But, like, if you're a person who's like, no, I'm gonna make you stop today, you can't wait a week, like, let them talk to their doctor. There's a middle ground where extreme bullshit for either continuance of it or just immediate satiation, you need to be critical of it, right? Right. Thank y'all.
Blowing 0.0s, and he doesn't have any side effects. You know, he always likes to claim, right? Like, oh, well, you know, it's just me. I don't have a problem. It's just something I like to do, you know? And more likely, he's still kind of young, and, like, maybe the ramifications wouldn't be as strong for him, but he always has, you know, joked in jest in the past about, you know, I have the shakes, so I can't stop shaking. I need to have a drink. I need a drink.
Yeah, no, that still is lifelong things you do. Like, deleterious shit, deleterious shit. So, you know,
My Listerine, you know, stuff like that. So, I don't know. This could be a short time span. You know, maybe this was 6 hours sober for Josh, and he only had one drink at one point. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Because we're going to move on to the actual serious part of the video. I tried to lighten it up a little bit in the beginning before we get into some of the hard-hitting things. So essentially, at that Airbnb that he's been staying at, essentially is sitting on this couch just absolutely tweaking out of his mind. And whoever this chick is, I have no clue who she is. She brings out this, like, exorcist doll type thing for Josh to interact with.
It may be easier to get Darvo out. Bypass the security so we can enter.
Gnome.
No.
Whoa.
Oh my god, what is he doing? Just what are you doing?
You're in.
I think he's braiding her hair. I think he's braiding her hair, and they just don't know what this looks like.
Are you braiding your hair?
Clearly.
Oh wow! Look at that. You did it. This is awesome. Like a twisty braid. Let's go.
So it starts out relatively wholesome, right? You know, you get a little bit concerned right off the bat because he yanks on the hair really hard, and obviously,
well, he's
you know,
drunk and doing it. He's not like sober doing his daughter's hair.
Going to be absolutely just tormenting. I think there are more layers to it than just being surface level of, oh, it's just a plastic doll, bro. Why do you even care? Well, I think it might allude to some thoughts going on inside of Josh's brain, but, you know, it starts off kind of wholesome. He's braiding the hair. It's a skill that I feel like most of us have never seen Josh take part in, and
yeah, it's cute. I like
quickly
it.
devolves
like outside
into
of the weirdness,
much more, how you say, gross.
Oh?
Oh no.
That's not too strange. just not helpful.
Shit on her desk.
And that's weird. That's disgusting.
Josh, what are you doing? Josh, what are you doing?
Extraction is ready. Remember, your success here
It's just
depends
a
on
dumb-
getting Darvo out of there, alive.
Josh, I don't know, dude. It's
So it starts to get really uncomfortable, right? You know, if you want to just braid some hair or toss it against the wall or something, it's one thing, but I really had to cut out the most important part of this clip where Josh, after he licks the doll's foot, he takes off the dress of the doll and flips it upside down and licks its crotch. Yeah, so understandably, people are interpreting this in a very poor light. They're looking at this in the perspective of, there are some underlying sensations that Josh has been suppressing starting to come out a little bit, because the thought process doesn't really make any sense, right? Like, yeah, Josh has had some violent tendencies in the past. Him, you know, punching it or whatever, you could probably see it coming, but the more overtly sexual attitude and nature that he takes towards this it's very unsettling for me to say at the very least. And I wish I could show this, but if you remember several months ago, Josh had an incident with an actual
the rank up thing
where
broke me.
he was a bit too handsy with her in Mr. Bay's apartment, and I had heavily censored that video, and YouTube struck it, even though it was heavily censored and it was used solely for the purpose of you know, letting everybody know, hey, this is what Josh is doing. Here's a crazy, you know, outlandish thing that he is participating in, but nah, he can get away with it. He can keep doing it, and he's not going to have any ramifications. But if you talk about it, ooh, that's the real bad thing. So once again, I'm going to have to censor the next clips as well.
Josh, what? Dude, this isn't at all how I expected. I thought you might get like a little spooked by it.
What?
Not the Exorcist girl, Josh. Josh, it was supposed to be.
So he next, after, you know, he takes the clothes off of the doll and does the important things he does to it, he decides to start ripping off its body parts and stomping on it and jumping on top of it.
That's a very King Cobra way.
It's just a perfect conclusion to it, right? And, you know, I'm trying to figure out exactly what the thought process could be, right? Like, it's
same shit that Cobes was doing, maybe? I don't fucking know. That's wild. I just can't help but mention that Cobes ripped the, he got sent a sex doll by people, and he then responded by cutting the vagina out of her, which is gross. If you needed to be told that, now you know. It's called gross behavior. But, you know, whatever.
See, that's socially unaware that he doesn't understand how this might be portrayed to the audience. Even the people that are sitting there, the goons who are, you know, uplifting Josh into doing behaviors such as this, even they're second-guessing everything that's going on. And, you know, there have been times in the past, Josh, obviously mentally stunted. I don't think it's worthwhile to use that as a deflection, because Josh knows much better than people want to give him credit for.
Yeah, no, he well exhibits that he knows well, though. Like, that he's exhibited it, he's articulated it. This is just a thing he wants to do, and he feels that, like, he wants to do it. That's all I can take from it, is he wants to do it, and he's doing it.
Anytime he does something bad, there's always somebody in the comments section, ooh, yeah, you're going after somebody who has a mental deficiency. This guy knows much more than he leads on, all right? It's like he puts on some amount of an act for everybody to see, and at the very end, we get to see sort of an after-action report.
May I recommend
Find out how are you a little frustrated, Josh?
No.
Not that was just for fun, or what?
Yeah, it was for fun.
Alright, so you grab her so we can go bury her now?
Operator, I've linked the mod settings to your arsenal. No need to thank me.
Upgrade your Warframe now.
Go to the arsenal.
Oh no!
Upgrade options you have.
Oh my god!
We knew it was
That was the doll she kept in her room.
She slept with that at night.
Orders patiently
Turned it to
awaits
pink
compliance.
paste.
She sleeps with that doll every night.
It is for the operators.
She stopped it to pink paste.
Iris, who's gonna sleep in your bed now?
Guys, get that. You and the, that
Orders
relax.
patiently
I guess.
awaits compliance in using the new arsenal features. It is for the operators.
So
And
everybody
currency's
immediately
50?
goes bad to That's so funny. We just saw an autistic dude beat the shit out of a little girl doll. That was epic, guys. Thumbs up. Nobody's sitting there, you know, trying to understand some of the nuance that we might have just witnessed here. Josh thought it was all cool, you know, and like, even if you just want to break it down, a lot of people
That
are
costs a
going right
thing.
for the throat immediately, calling them a PDF file, going right at them that way. At the very least, it can make you question things of internal violence that Josh is holding inside of him. I mean, we see him, you know, spur down on people that show up to him on the streets, but I feel like there's a lot of suppression of anger that Josh certainly has, and potentially a lot of anger that he's holding inside of himself against women in particular. I don't really know. I mean, I have said for a while that I feel like Mr. Based has been a bad influence on Josh. I'm not saying that Mr. Based is the reason why instances like this would happen.
It's
I'm
not
just
Mr.
saying
Base's fault. He's
that
just a
when
contributor.
you're consistently participating in this charade where there's no ramifications for your actions and you feel like you're invincible, your true personality might slowly begin to show itself, and we might begin to find out some unsavory things about the person. But I don't know. I'm a bit perplexed by the entire situation. I'd be curious to hear what you guys have to say down below, and until next time,
That
I'll
this
talk to you guys
shit
later.
is wild. That shit's fucking wild, I guess that's what I'd say.
Orders patient.
Y'all Warframe people have been sitting on
It
some
is
shit,
for the
haven't
operators
you?
on good. Ordis
Okay.
patiently awaits compliance in using the new
I'm
arsenal
almost done
features. It
with
is for
this.
the operator's own good.
Oh, I have to purchase? Go fuck yourself. Wait, it
Ordis
said to equip
patiently
a mod.
awaits compliance in using the new arsenal features. It is for the operator's own good.
I know, but I was busy. Go fuck yourself.
Isn't it beautiful,
Shut the
operator?
fuck up.
The complex web
It's
of
not.
variables and
I
synergies.
don't
Oh,
care.
the possibilities are endless. Ordis realizes modding may seem a tad overwhelming, but everything will soon make sense. Install the mod before we can continue.
Thanks for helping me out back there. I'm in your debt, and I often pay my debts. I recognize that device. It's a parasitic restraint. We Corpus use something similar to keep our robotics in line. So, to settle my debt, I give you a very expensive blueprint. For free! Because I like you. And well, a lot of my customers don't live long with these grenade dogs chewing up the system. Here, use your foundry to build a countermeasure device from this blueprint. Good luck.
Thanks, guy. Thanks, guy.
Vorus Ascaris is burrowing into your warframe. I'm worried it will affect your mind. I can't lose you, Tenno. We must restore the ship's foundry immediately. A nearby ore extraction colony will have the foundry technology you need. I am certain they
To
will share
burrow
it with
into
you.
my mind
Its
with the
location has
foundry?
been added to your navigation console. Tenno, we may have a problem.
Oh,
The
this is
colony is
Earth.
unresponsive. Get to the surface so we can see what's going on.
I didn't know it was still Oath. I didn't think we'd still be on Oath. I want to go back to Elden for a bit after this. Yeah, I'll do that. I won't be on this for long. We might even, like, we'll skip the cine.
I was afraid of this. The Grineer are here, and I cannot find any
If
signs
it's no
of
fun to
living
play with
colonists.
this, then we'll just stop.
You still have a job to do. Find the foundry segment. This was once a prosperous independent colony, until the Grenier arrived.
The Queens fear you, but I will show them. Their love will return when I deliver you to them.
Tenno, are you there? The signal cannot be boosted any further. Hurry, you are running out of time.
I'm too far. Oh, I'm glad I turned back too. I bet I have to keep coming this way. I bet what I'm doing is useless. Lame.
Good. Your ship is one step closer to completion. Now, there is one more thing you need to do. Eliminate all Grenier and provide justice for the colonists.
Yes, ma'am.
Soon the worm will be in your spine, and I will control this warframe of yours. I will purge your doting mother and bring you home.
I have to keep pushing, I guess. Probably always push. I had no clue. I'm a noob. Ooh, one tiny sec. Oh, never mind. We're good. Did I miss this from earlier? Okay, what? So what is this? Oh, extraction? More like extraction, my dude. More like icky-straction. More like gross-straction. What the fuck are you?
Another job well executed.
Did I give a fuck? How do you change weapons? That's so weird.
Your foundry segment is ready for installation, operator.
We're a big, tough
Will the
Warframe
operator
dude.
build a cephalon to replace me? Foundry restored. Here, the operator will craft many powerful weapons and tools to exact revenge for dismantling me. To expand your arsenal. Oh no.
Later.
Operator, our component storage has been looted as well. Typical Corpus. Sure, the blueprint is free, but jack up the components. Operator, we will need resources in order to build the countermeasure blueprint.
Tenno, I just received a very explicit message from your ship, Sevlon. If you're looking for resources, why didn't you just say so? I know just the place, but I demand an apology. My mother is no gymnast, and she would never eat those things.
You can go straight to... Operator, I am sorry.
Wow, you may want to get a new ship, Sevlon, when you can afford it. That one seems glitched. I've marked your navigation with a place I know. It's good for resources, if you can stand the cold.
We're probably gonna get off before, I'm just curious. So the Corpus have turned the cold into somewhere about a little bit south of Somalia and Somaliland. What's a little south of Somalia and Somaliland again? Why am I bad at maps? Why am I an ignorant bitch?